Hey everybody, Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in as always. Over today in the Mizuno fitting area, time to do a little comparison between two of the more beautiful clubs which I fit. I've got the new 900 JPX 900 Tour and I've also got the MP-5. So let's give you a little look at these two beauties. They really are to look at. Very, very lovely golf clubs. So on the top we've got the JPX 900 Tour, which is a 1025 steel. It's forged head. It's got this lovely satin finish on it. We've got a little bit of a cavity back here going on, just a small one. And the head design, the chassis, if you want to call that, it was modelled on the MP-64. So it does look very, very similar from the top to the MP-64, but beautiful looking club. And then below it, we've got the MP-5, which as you can see is a full-on chrome forged head. It's what's called a channel back. So it's not what you would traditionally, it's not a pure blade, but it's not far off it. So both these two clubs are incredibly good looking to look at. What can they offer you as a golfer? Well, you go on the Mizuno website and it says that this club here, both of these clubs really are aimed at professionals to very low handicap golfers. Now that's a bone of contention amongst a lot of people who play Mizuno clubs and fitters like myself. I think personally it's actually wrong to pigeonhole the golf club and say you've got to be a tour pro or a very low single figure player to use a club like that. Shouldn't do it, in my opinion. I've taught people who play off 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe even higher than that, who are extremely good ball strikers. It's just they don't put scores together particularly well and they might have a bit of a weakness in the game. But there's many ways to look at this argument, isn't there? You know, to become a better ball striker, would you benefit by using something that's a little bit more less forgiving? Would that make you find the middle of the club more often? Or do you go in the opposite direction and use something with a big cavity in the back which is really forgiving to improve your game that way? Who knows? There's a debate which will rage on forevermore. So there we are. I've done a test and we're going to go over into the hitting area in a minute. I've got these both fitted, both 6 irons by the way, these. I've got them both fitted with the Dynamic Gold AMT shaft in S300. They're both standard length, both standard lie, and the loft on these 6 irons is 30 degrees. So let's take you over into the hitting area, hit some shots, get some numbers and go from there. Okay, over in the hitting area, just about to start doing my comparison tests in a minute, which we'll get up on GC2 a little later. Just going to hit some balls and kind of give you my feelings about what the looks are like, if I can pick any differences for you folks here which might find helpful. So I'm going to start just hitting with the 900 Tour to begin with. 6 irons. Probably long balls on the deck. We've got GC2 doing its thing in a minute. So let's just hit a few. Let's just give you some thoughts. As I stand over the ball, I love the compact shape of both these clubs. They're very, very classical with these thin top edges. We'll put some images up for you to see that. But let's hit a couple of shots and see how we go. Felt, you know, again, I have this debate with myself a lot of the times. Can I feel the difference between a forged club and a cast club? And some days I can, some days I can't. When you catch one of these things out the middle, boy oh boy, does it feel good. Let's hit one more. Wasn't a great strike. Didn't quite do the club justice there. Lovely, can't fault it. So let's just nip onto the MP-5. There we go, just show you that we're using MP-5. Visually, obviously very different because we've got the white satin finish on the Tours and we've got the full chrome on the 5s. Again, this is maybe where the choice will be made on the looks, but as I sit the MP-5 behind the ball again, it looks so classical. It does look beautiful behind it. Let's hit a couple. A little heavy. Oh wow, absolutely ripped that, nailed it. Woo! When you get one of these, guys, it does feel very, very special. We're going to have a look at some numbers, and then we can talk a little bit more about performance and things like that. So let's get some numbers up and discuss that with you. Okay, testing done. That was great, enjoyed it. Got 4 very similar strikes to each other here of each club. Impossible to get them identical because ball strike will move around and club speed goes up and down a little bit. But let's have a little poke around at these numbers. Let's start with the tour to start with. 900 tour. Average club speed there was 86, giving me a total spin of 51.96. Carry distance 167. Pretty good numbers. Let's do a direct comparison straight away onto the MP-5. You can see club speed went up just a fraction, 0.9 mile an hour, not much in it really. Spin jumped a little bit, 55.36 compared to 51.96, so a little bit more spin on the ball, but interestingly enough, very similar numbers, a 168 to a 167. You know, we look at these here, they're not far off, are they? Longest I had of each club was 170, shortest I had was 164 and a 165. You can look at descent angles, we can look at peak heights, 30, 31, very, very similar indeed. What did I feel about the 2 clubs? Couldn't call it, absolutely couldn't call it. Could I pick one? Not really. You know, maybe one day I'd prefer the Tour, following day might prefer the MP-5, but for me they're both very similar clubs in terms of performance, as we can see. Now, which one is the right club for you? You've got to go and get fitted. You've got to go to a Mizuno fitting centre, spend some time, get the right shaft in there. They will use the swing DNA to determine which shaft is suited to your swing. Get the heads in there, get on a launch monitor, GC2, TrackMan, Flight Scope, whatever it might be. Look at the numbers. It may come down to the look of the club. You may just feel that they're both so similar that you just prefer the look of this one or that one, and that might be how this plays out. What can you say about Mizuno? Quality, isn't it? It really is. It screams quality. Visually, they look fantastic. They don't make bad golf clubs, never will. The craftsmanship behind these clubs is immense. The processes are very expensive, so that's why you're going to pay quite a lot of money for a set of these clubs, because they are very labour intensive to make and using expensive materials. There you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the review. Any of you good people out there using either of these clubs, love to get your input on it and find out how you decided which one was the right club to you. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. Just click on the button down there in the bottom end corner and you'll get little notifications of when I post new videos. That's it. All done for today. See you soon.